about not being like this guy. Pay attention when you're driving. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Beautiful snowy day out here. Got the sunglasses on because I don't have my goggles. Anyways, let's get into it. If you're new here, my name is John J. Thomas, and on this channel we just ride around on bikes and we talk about life. I want to ask you something. Are you somebody that people actually want to be around? The reason I bring this up is because we've been talking lately about who we want to be, why do we want to be that person, and how are we going to do it? What are the things that we need to do to make sure we can become that person? The thing that really spurred a lot of this, for a while I really wasn't happy about who I was. Something that really stuck out to me is that a lot of the things that I really didn't like about other people that made me not want to hang out with them were also traits that I had. Kind of made me think about some stuff, that perhaps the stuff that we dislike the most in other people are also some of the things that we dislike the most within ourselves. And I started to wonder, like, man, you know, maybe people don't want to be around you either. Perhaps if you're listening to this, you're like myself, and you're trying to figure out, man, why don't certain people want to hang out with me? Why is it that people who once enjoyed being around me or maybe don't enjoy me so much? Maybe you hear through the grapevine people were saying certain things about you, and it's not even saying certain things about you in like a quote hater way, you know, that when you hear it you're kind of like, that stings, but I don't think they meant that in a bad way. You know, it's like when you hear somebody say like, oh yeah, this person in your family or this person in your friend group or this person that you were in a relationship with who maybe left you, saying these things about you. And it's not these things of like, oh, they're an asshole, or oh, they're so stupid, I hate them, you know, not stuff like that, but like, yeah, you know, they're a good person, but it can be really difficult to be around. You know, I really love them, but just really always struggled with insert whatever could be here. That's the kind of stuff, that's the kind of things that might be better to listen to. If somebody's like, oh, they're so annoying, I can't believe I ever dated them. Oh, so stupid, I can't believe I was ever friends with them. That's the kind of stuff, that's not productive. That's not the kind of stuff you really necessarily need to be listening to in life. Again, I had to go through this whole introspective process of, would I want to be around myself? Would I want to be associated with someone like myself? Now, it is important to note that when you kind of go through this mental process, this mental exercise, that it's not all doom and gloom of like, everybody hates me and I'm never gonna be able to be fixed. No, this ties back into a couple videos ago where we talked about writing the eulogy of how you want to be remembered, then writing a second one of how you think currently you actually would realistically be remembered, and finding ways to bridge that gap. What are these things that, you know, perhaps people don't love in me that I don't even love in myself, and I need to put in some effort to fix it and change it? Doesn't mean that you're a bad person, doesn't mean you're not worthy of love, doesn't mean that you aren't a good son, boyfriend, husband. It just means that we're not as good as we want to be, and we need to know what we want to be and what we're currently doing that's preventing us from being what we want to be before we can actually start addressing those things. You can't suddenly be a better boyfriend or a better friend if you don't know what exactly a better boyfriend or better friend is. If you can't identify the things that you want to be, it's a lot harder to start putting things in place to change to be that way. It's a lot harder to tell if you are changing and becoming more of the way you actually want to be. So for myself, for example, things that, and apply this to yourself, you know, ask yourself these questions. Am I an angry person? Am I letting my emotions get the better of me? Am I experiencing my emotions, acknowledging my emotions, but also maintaining control of myself and not letting my emotions take control of me? Are those negative emotions that I'm not currently managing, handling, trying to resolve, are they impacting other people? Am I always being negative about everything? Am I always looking at everything from a negative perspective? Not even I hear a lot of people who are very negative say, no, I'm not negative, I'm just realistic. No, there's a big difference. Being realistic is its own thing. You can be optimistic while being realistic. You can be negative while being realistic. They're very different things. And here, for example, this is a super minor example, but we're going to use it. So it's snowing right now, right? Little bits of snow. I was riding around earlier without these sunglasses on, and it's coming down right at the perfect angle that it just kind of hits your eyes and sting a little bit. It's still fun to ride the bike, but it's not as fun, right? Being realistic is like, okay, these are kind of stinging my eyes. All right, that's gonna be what it is. Don't have my goggles to block the snow. I do have sunglasses. It'll make things a little bit darker. It's not gonna be perfect, but you know, it'll be good enough. Okay, like we can use that. That's being realistic. You can be pessimistic about it, negative, and be like, oh, the sunglasses are just gonna make it darker outside. It's already cloudy. I'm not gonna be able to see as well. So the snow is gonna hit my eyes. It's pointless. This is just gonna hurt and suck the whole time, and it's not worth it. Just being realistic, it's not gonna block all the snow. That's pretty negative. Can be optimistic. Yeah, you know what, it's not gonna be there, but hey, it won't really impact anything that much. It'll be just fine, right? Like it'll do good enough. Like, yeah, it won't be perfect, but it'll work, you know, it'll do. Next time I'll just make sure I bring the goggles. Okay. That's being realistic. But yeah, it's not ideal, but hey, here's a solution. This is what we're gonna do, so we're just gonna make the most of it. You see the difference there? Same situation, it's being realistic either way. That, yeah, it's not perfect. It's not as great perhaps as the goggles, but hey, you know, this is a situation and we're gonna accept it and we're gonna move on. Are you being consistently negative, acting in such a way that people don't want to be around you? It's draining to be around people who are always negative. Another thing to consider, am I complaining all the time? Everybody needs to vent from time to time, right? Everybody needs to complain from time to time, get things off of our chest. We all do it, but are you consistently complaining? Is that a majority of what you're doing? Are you consistently complaining about a situation over and over and over again, and that's a majority of what you're talking about? Part of the reason that can be so draining is, are you doing anything to try to change that? Are you actively brainstorming ideas of what you can do to get out of that situation and then acting on these things? If not, if you're just wallowing in your self-pity, just crying and complaining all the time and not doing anything to change it, why would somebody want to hang out with you? And I'm not calling anybody out by saying this. These are things that I had to ask myself and fundamentally try to change about myself. And it's not easy. It's hard work, constant work, but it's worthwhile in the long run. It all ties back into, how do you want to be remembered? Because when we pass on, when we are gone from this life, the thing that lives on after us is the memories, the legacy, myths about us, the legends about us, the stories. Those are what live on. If you made it to this point in the video, I truly do appreciate you taking the time to listen to all of it all the way. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know what you think down in the comments below if you want to, and if you don't, that's okay too. But until next time, have a great day.